Developing now as we come on the air from Eureka. First, the early season vegetation fire in Eureka. We'll take you to the front lines with Humboldt Bay Fire and the windy weather. The gusty conditions all over the coast. This as inland areas gearing up for a red flag warning. Our meteorologist is tracking the dangerous conditions from the Weather Center. Also,
as Oracle Arena gets on their feet.
Game 4 of the NBA Finals tipping off in under an hour.
Steph Curry, his brilliance on full display with 47, but not enough.
The Dubs getting one of their key players back. We'll take you to Oakland. Plus,
Border Patrol says they're seeing unprecedented numbers in the amount of people crossing our southern border. We'll show you the increase over time and why imposing tariffs on Mexico may not be a solution. I'm Angelica Alvarez with that story coming up.
A special edition of North Coast News on ABC 23 at 5 starts right now. And it starts with the crackle of flames, that vegetation fire pushing smoke into the Bayshore Mall this afternoon. Well, good evening, and it's great to be with you here on this Friday night. I'm Scott Rates. Nazi has the night off. We have a lot of news to get to. We start with that fire burning near the Hickory Trail just after 3 o'clock this afternoon. Here's what it looked like when I got out there just after 3 o'clock. This is just north of Walmart on Broadway in Eureka. You can see Humboldt Bay Fire out there putting water on this thing. They're using shovels out there. They're using rakes, trying to get a handle on it. They did, making fast work of this thing, getting it under control very quickly. This was important because it didn't spread very far, right? A lot of dry brush out there, and the wind very strong today. That smoke, though, billowing into the Bayshore Mall area. If you were anywhere in that Walmart parking lot, you know what I'm talking about. Just after 3 o'clock this afternoon, that smoke was nasty out there. Now, the good news is here, no one was hurt there. The cause of that fire still under investigation. However, the incident commander on scene tells me that it was likely started by a person. Yeah, and that windy weather out there not helping firefighters. It has been a gusty day out there on the coast all day long. Turning to severe weather first now, that red flag warning on the forefront of folks' minds in the inland areas as we move into the weekend. So how much wind can we expect? Well, our first alert meteorologist, Jessica Birch, standing by in the Weather Center. Jessica, what areas should folks be concerned about with this red flag warning?
Well, we have been seeing stronger winds, especially along the coast. Currently at 4:30 actually on Friday, 31 miles per hour over in Crescent City, 29 over in Eureka. However, those start dying down just a little bit for Crescent City. Tonight at 10 p.m. goes down to 29 miles per hour in Crescent City, 34 still in Eureka though. And then sure enough, the setup by tomorrow morning, we are calming down just a little bit along the coast, mostly inland strong conditions. And then sure enough, the next time by 5 p.m., 6 p.m. even, we're going to be seeing 26 miles per hour on Saturday over in Crescent City, 22 in Eureka. So we do have strong winds throughout the entire North State, and that actually is the reason why they did issue that red flag warning for the inland parts of the county. So we're seeing that mostly from Redding down to Chico. Those are because those strong winds are affecting the valleys as well as along the coast, of course. However, humidity starts decreasing as we go into the weekend, even along the coast as well. We'll see it drop even down to 52% in Crescent City, 64 by Sunday at 6 p.m. in Eureka. So keep that in mind. The humidity is going to start decreasing. If you plan on going inland this weekend, keep that in mind as well. That red flag warning that starts Saturday and goes all the way to Sunday. We're going to talk about that more though coming up in your full forecast ahead.
Jessica, we appreciate it. We'll see you soon. Moving now to that motorcycle crash, sending a man to the hospital with major injuries and forcing a road closure. The CHP says it happened Thursday afternoon on 101 just north of Cummings Road. That was in Garberville. Investigators say that a man on a Harley Davidson was heading northbound, traveling off the roadway down an embankment. That biker hurt bad, transported to Mercy Medical Center in Redding. The CHP says that one lane of traffic was closed for about 20 minutes. The cause there still under investigation at this hour.
Once the flights start, we see the people that are traveling and we uncover things that we didn't know. We actually expect that this flight will generate between 400 and 500% more travel between Denver and Humboldt County, a very significant growth.
Well, it is official. The Arcata Eureka Airport now offering nonstop service to Denver. This unlocking several new avenues for the county to reach destinations easier than they ever could before. It's the inaugural flight from Denver. It arrived around 9 o'clock last night, signaling a new area in travel capabilities at the Humboldt Airport. The new nonstop service comes almost a year after the airport began offering nonstop service to Los Angeles. Officials saying that the service will help bring the county's tourism up. The first departing flight to Denver left today. Officials from both airports saying that this connection between the two communities is important beyond just the opportunity to explore a new place.
We've never had nonstop service from Denver to this region of Northern California, so we thought great opportunity to provide more options for Denver originating travelers to explore another part of the country with nonstop service, just a 2.5-hour flight. And in addition, the hub in Denver, the United Airlines hub in Denver, is very strong, the fastest growing hub, and it provides connectivity for passengers originating here in Humboldt County to reach points to the eastern United States as well as international destinations.
2.5-hour flight, just a hop, skip, and a jump there. Aviation officials say that the new service option will also help the airport provide flights to new destinations in the future, possibly.
The real critical component is getting that local support. So we love when folks utilize our facility. We've seen a lot of growth over just the last year in our passenger traffic. Obviously, the LAX service has helped that. We hope to see that continue with Denver, and when we're supporting the local facility and flying in and out of ACV, that can really lead to that next step.
Both aviation officials and the Redwood Region Economic Development Commission say that they're already working hard towards finding those next brand new destinations to provide nonstop service. Good stuff right there. New jobs and national parks. What do they have to do with one another? Let me tell you. A new National Park Service report shows that visitors to Redwood National Park brought in 482,000 visitors in 2018. Those said visitors spending over $31 million in communities near the park. That spending supporting 423 jobs in the local area and had a cumulative benefit to the local economy of over $36.7 million. Park officials expect those numbers to be even higher because the report does not include visitation stats for the 3 California state parks within the Redwood National and State Parks Partnership, those being Del Norte Coast Redwoods, Jedediah Smith Redwoods, and Prairie Creek Redwoods State Parks.
Students come here for a reason, and they want to have a positive, meaningful experience, and so we will do that.
You're hearing right there from HSU's next president. That's Tom Jackson, who's preparing to take over in just a few weeks. We had the chance to catch up with the new university president, who's preparing his official tenure the start of next month. We were able to ask him about several issues facing the university, including those that President Rossbacher, remember Lisa Rossbacher, she had to deal with during her 5 years at the helm. Now, one of the things we asked Mr. Jackson here was regarding the Eureka chapter of the NAACP's request from last spring, asking the university to stop recruiting students from minority neighborhoods, saying that the school does not do enough to prepare those students for the challenges they may face while attending. Here's what he had to say.
That, in one respect, is clustering a lot of students into one category. When we say students of color, minority students, there are so many people that fall into those categories. And when I think about as a parent who has children of color, I want them to go to college. And part of being in a college setting is to deal with the challenges that you have to deal with on a regular basis, whether they're racial or financial. We have to figure out a way to solve those so that when we leave the university setting, we're solving them for the communities that we're expected to be a big part of. And so I hope that as we have this conversation a little further, we recognize that taking the opportunity to actually attend a university is a privilege and very important for society. And institutions such as Humboldt State will work through those challenges with the community to help really create a better place for everyone involved.
So Mr. Jackson has his work cut out for him. Several issues facing the university, including the closure of KHSU, remember that. And we're talking about the school's budget, right? And whether the football team could come back, if it's even a possibility. We asked him all of this stuff. We'll show you what he had to say specifically about the budget and the football team tonight at 10 and 11. The Coast Guard held a memorial service today at the McKinleyville Station for crew members lost on a mission off the coast of Cape Mendocino 22 years ago. On June 8, 1997, 4 Coast Guard helicopter crew members were lost in an effort to rescue mariners in distress about 60 miles west of Cape Mendocino. Ultimately, those mariners had to abandon ship and board a life raft. The Coast Guard helicopter crew began an instrument-guided approach to find that life raft, but they lost sight and communication with other aircraft on the mission. While all the survivors were on the life raft, they were recovered. The helicopter crew tragically was not. Scattered debris from that helicopter was located in the area, and the main fuselage was recovered at the bottom of the ocean floor again. 4 crew members there losing their life. Coming up on North Coast News. Happening in Humboldt this weekend, an event in Ferndale you may or may not have heard of, but you're not going to want to miss it. We're talking about good food, good company, and good music. We'll have all the details that you need to know coming up. And hey, take a look at those winds out there. I shot this in the Arcata Plaza today. It was gusty. I'm 6'7", pushing 300 pounds, and that wind was blowing me around out there. How much longer will these windy conditions last? And we are looking at those red flag conditions inland this weekend. You need to be very careful out there if you're going anywhere inland. Our first alert meteorologist, Jessica Birch, will be coming at us from the Weather Center a little bit later on in this broadcast. But first,
Border Patrol says they're seeing unprecedented numbers in the amount of people crossing our southern border. We'll show you the increase over time and why imposing tariffs on Mexico may not be a solution. I'm Angelica Alvarez with that story coming up.
and we will have that story in less than 2 minutes. The time is 5:11. I'm Scott Rates. This is North Coast News.
The Doctors. Weekdays on ABC 23.
I'm Alex Trebek, here to tell you about the Colonial Penn program. If you're age 50 to 85 and looking to buy life insurance on a fixed budget, remember the 3 Ps.
The 3 Ps?
What are the 3 Ps?
The 3 Ps of life insurance on a fixed budget are price, price, and price. A price you can afford, a price that can't increase, and a price that fits your budget.
I'm 65 and take medications. What's my price?
You can get coverage for $9.95 a month.
I just turned 80. What's my price?
$9.95 a month for you, too. Call now about the #1 most popular whole life insurance plan. Available through the Colonial Penn program. No medical exam. No health questions. Your acceptance is guaranteed. So call now for free information.
Call 1-800-480-3322 for free information and a free gift. That's 1-800-480-3322. Call now.
This is not a bed. It's a revolution in sleep. The Sleep Number 360 smart bed, now from $8.99, senses your movement and automatically adjusts on each side to keep you both comfortable. And snoring? How smart is that? Smarter sleep. So you can come out swinging, maintain your inner focus, and wake up rested and ready for anything. Only at a Sleep Number store. The Queen Sleep Number 360 C2 smart bed is now only $8.99, plus 0% interest for 48 months on most beds, only for a limited time.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
The she shed was struck by lightning.
Is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
That's wonderful news.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
You might take something for your heart or joints, but do you take something for your brain? With an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish, Prevagen has been shown in clinical trials to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
And welcome back to you. Happy Friday. May numbers from the U.S. Custom and Borders Protection show another spike in the number of people crossing the border illegally from Mexico. Overall, they say that the numbers are up 99% from this time last year at more than 670,000. National correspondent Angelica Alvarez breaks down the numbers and the why.
You have ATVs. Here's a body right here. A whole bunch of them, 3 of them on the right side.
Air and marine operations helping Border Patrol from the sky and with ATVs on the ground, capturing men who they say crossed the border illegally from Mexico. Images from U.S. Customs and Border Protection in Arizona show people walking around the wall, both day and night. CBP says in May, more than 132,000 people were apprehended between ports of entry. Compare that to more than 99,000 in April and more than 92,000 in March. Many are families.
We have apprehended over 230,000 children being brought into the country illegally between the ports of entry this year already. That's unprecedented numbers.
Families from Central America are fleeing violence and increased economic challenges. Doris Meissner with the Migration Policy Institute and former commissioner of the U.S. Immigration and Naturalization Service points out our border enforcement and asylum system could be part of the problem. She says it's designed to deal with young Mexican men crossing the border who did not want to be caught.
People coming now in the family flows are looking for Border Patrol agents. They are looking to turn themselves over to American officials in order to apply for protection in the United States.
Meissner also points out that Mexico's system for people entering their country is underdeveloped. So President Trump's plan to impose tariffs could have adverse consequences and might not lay the groundwork for two countries that could be working together. In Washington, I'm Angelica Alvarez.
Now, if nothing happens between now and Monday, President Trump's plan to impose 5% tariffs on goods coming in from Mexico would start on Monday. If nothing changes after that, tariffs would go up 10% in July and could rise to 25% by October. Well, hey, you looking for something to do this weekend? Sure you are. Happening in Humboldt, the 95th annual Holy Ghost Portuguese Festa weekend. It sounds like a lot of fun. The local celebrations are open to everyone in the community, and it includes a weekend of food, dancing, fundraising, auctions, and a whole lot of fun. All events are free to the public starting Saturday at 6 p.m. at the Portuguese Hall. 7:30 is when the dance kicks off at the Veterans Hall, where Blue Rhythm bands will be performing. The celebration continues on Sunday at 10 in the morning with the Parade of Queens following the Portuguese Festa lunch at noon. Now, if you can't make the lunch, you can always head to the auction. That starts at 2 o'clock in the afternoon at the Humboldt County Fairgrounds. The Portuguese Hall of Ferndale runs only on donations, so get out there and support them. It's a good cause. You can find all of the times and events on our Facebook page. Looks like a lot of fun. I don't know if I can dance, so. Coming up on North Coast News, we're going to be talking about that weather, right? That windy weather we have been seeing, those red flag warnings inland. Our meteorologist, Jessica Birch, is standing by in the First Alert Weather Center. She will be joining us in less than 2 minutes. The time is 5:17. This is North Coast News.
He's really going to cut my hair, isn't he?
Weekdays on ABC 23.
Over 7,000 shows, more than 400,000 clues. This is America's favorite quiz show host. This is Jeopardy!
Weekdays on ABC 23.
Guiding you to better banking. Compass Community Credit Union provides free checking and free mobile banking. Free access to cash with 30,000 ATMs nationwide. Now we're open in Arcata and more convenient than ever. Call, come in, or apply online today. It's quick and easy. Want a better bank? Try a better credit union. Better banking since 1951. Compass Community Credit Union.
Every day, North Coast News is all about community coverage.
9:55 when this quake hit. So far, there have been no reports of any damage or injury. Coverage of live, local, breaking news.
Scott Nazi, I'm here on the Samoa Bridge where a major injury accident has just occurred.
Live, when it matters most.
Still investigating this accident right now. Look, it looks like they're looking at some kind of evidence there.
North Coast News.
Passionately pursuing the truth.
This portion of the news is sponsored by McRae's Subaru.
Well, the North State definitely has cooled down to end the work week off. However, that's not going to last long. Let's take a look at the next weather maker. There is that low pressure system that's slowly making its way to Canada, which is leaving us with warmer conditions. So this is Friday, 10 p.m. Sure enough, by Saturday, we're seeing it pass right through, leaving us with warmer conditions coming off the Pacific straight towards us. That's going to warm up the coast as well as inland. So much so as there's even a red flag warning because of those warmer conditions. We're going to talk about that in a second. Here's the winds, though. We're seeing strong winds winds throughout the coast at 4:30. Sure enough, by 10 p.m. tonight, 34 miles per hour in Eureka. Crescent City sitting at 29 miles per hour. That does die down by Saturday, and then sure enough, by Saturday afternoon, it kicks up just a little bit. Mostly inland is going to be seeing that. So there is that red flag warning. I do want to mention it in case you do plan on heading in more towards away from the coast, more inland. There is stronger winds. Everything highlighted right here is 15 miles plus. So sure enough, by Saturday, 5 p.m., the winds start kicking up, relative humidity drops. So throughout the coast, we're even seeing that drop. We've even going into Sunday, it drops 10%, and then sure enough, in the coast, even drier conditions. So keep that in mind if you do plan on traveling towards Redding, Chico, anywhere inland. So let's take a look at the marine forecast. If you do plan on staying outdoors, the next low tide is going to be around 10 p.m. It's going to be 3 feet, and the next high tide is going to be around 4 a.m. tomorrow morning at 7 feet. Winds are currently coming from the north, 15 to 25 miles per hour. However, it gusts all the way up to 35 miles per hour. That's exactly why they issued that small craft advisory. That stays in effect until tomorrow evening. Waves are currently coming from the northwest at 8 feet, period of 8 seconds, and then keep that in mind too. Here's the current conditions right now for Arcata, Eureka area. 62 degrees outside right now. Winds are coming from the north, 21 miles per hour, gusting up to 25. Here's Crescent City's current conditions, 59 degrees outside. Northwest winds, 20 miles per hour, gusting up to 25 as well. So let's take a look at tomorrow's daytime highs. We're seeing us warm up mostly around the lower 60s, all the way up to 65 in Neeland, 81 over in Willow Creek, and then 81 over in Alder Point as well. As we go more north into the coast, we're seeing warmer conditions as well. 68 over in Klamath, we're getting up to 63 in McKinleyville, as well as 77 near Gas Key, Hoopa. You're warming up for your daytime high to 81 degrees. So let's take a look at the next 7 days. We do have a different pattern coming through. We are starting to clear up. Sure enough, by Monday to start your work week, we are seeing warmer conditions, 65 degrees for your daytime high, getting all the way up to 66, as warm as we're getting throughout the entire coast for the next 7 days. Overnight lows are still going to be in the upper 50s, sure enough, by that point, but we're not hitting the 60 mark just yet. So it's nice to go out this weekend. Same setup for the inland. However, there's that weather alert that is starting Saturday and Sunday. That's for the red flag watch. Sorry for that. And that is because those warmer conditions. Sure enough, we get up to 92 degrees on Sunday, 96 to start your work week off, and then we're getting super close to those triple digits by Wednesday. We do have some overcast coming our way, though. Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to mostly be seeing that. Overnight lows are going to be in the upper 50s for the most part the next 7 days, lower 60s to end it off. And that's all we have for right now. We'll talk about that more coming up later.
It's easy to shrink into your own little world. Especially these days.
I think it's here.
Especially at this age.
Where are we going?
It's a big, beautiful world out there. Wow. Sometimes you just need a little help seeing it.
Presenting the all-new 3-row Subaru Ascent. Love is now bigger than ever.
Stop by today and see the Subaru difference. McRae Subaru, 5th and O, Eureka.
So I'm looking for someone to make my chicken bigger, tastier, the best. So what do you got?
Are you kidding me? I was literally born for this.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Make it super crispy. So?
You had me at fried chicken pacifier. Try my new spicy chicken strips combo today with 100% all-white meat chicken.
We have brought you some of the most talented performers from across the world to show you what they've got. They are definitely gonna blow you guys away.
Weekdays on ABC 23.
All right, welcome to the sports segment. North Coast.
Nice toss.
Yeah, good toss, Patrick. Leading us off tonight, blowing them out. The Crabs exploding in their series finale with the Colt 45s last night in Redding, making scoring runs look pretty easy, Andy.
That's right, Scott. Getting their second win of the year. The Crabs using a 6-run first and fifth inning to dominate their opponents in Redding last night. They beat the Colt 45s 22-12. The old football score.
Is that
Scott?
a football score?
The Crabs were up 22-3 before allowing 9 runs in the bottom of the 9th. So a crazy game out in Reading, but I guess that's what a 19-run cushion is good for. Bryce Kirk continues his tear for the Crabs, going 2 for 4 with a home run and a triple, along with 3 RBIs. Carter Thompson adding 4 RBIs of his own. All 10 of the Crabs hitters who stepped up to the plate recorded at least 1 hit. So nice to see the Crabs getting it done at the plate. They are back at home tonight. They're taking on the Seattle Studs for Superhero Night at the Arcata Ballpark. First pitch set for 7 p.m. and be sure to show up in your best superhero getup.
Seattle Studs.
That's the name.
All right, stay with us. We're going to come right back, talk about Game 4 of the NBA Finals, and then we're going to get you out to Oakland right after this.
North Coast News. I'm just arriving on scene of a 2-alarm fire here in Eureka.
The confirmed details from Eureka Police Chief Steve Watson was that there was a reported possibly stabbing. Now, we got out here a little after 10.
Are you pouring money down the drain?
Well, I just got my wireless bill.
You can switch for free to U.S. Cellular.
Really?
Plus get paid back for data you don't use with the Unlimited with Payback plan.
No way. All that money wasted at the wrong provider.
Switch to U.S. Cellular and get Unlimited with Payback for $40 per line. The only plan that pays you back for data you don't use. Just switch to U.S. Cellular. Building your next generation 5G network.
Attention cancer victims who use the weed killer Roundup. A federal jury unanimously found that Monsanto's popular weed killer Roundup was a substantial factor in causing cancer. You may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you or someone you love used Roundup and were diagnosed with cancer, call the number on your screen now. Don't wait. There may be time deadlines to file a claim.
Call 800-722-3541. That's 800-722-3541.
Welcome back. We're going to get you out to Oakland in just minutes for the pregame of Game 4 of the NBA Finals. The Dubs taking on the Toronto Raptors. The Dubs, tough task here with the Raptors. Klay Thompson is coming back tonight. That is good news, Andy.
That's a big boost, especially on the defensive end. Hopefully that hamstring isn't hurting him too much to limit his mobility to guard, someone like Kawhi Leonard, even Pascal Siakam.
Right.
But, this last game, the Raptors starters, all of them scored at least 17 points.
Yeah.
And if you're going to let up that much scoring, it's going to be real tough to win.
123 points total. 109 for the Warriors. But yeah, it's going to have to start on the defensive end tonight for the Warriors, and that will include Klay Thompson. So hopefully he's going to have that mobility, and he's going to be able to move laterally, because I know that was the big issue. And we're, not so much on the offensive end, but the defensive end is what's going to be really important for the Warriors.
You kind of saw in the last game too. The Warriors, it really took them some time to get organized defensively. They kind of looked like a chicken with their head, running with their head cut off for a while there. But they got it figured out. In that third quarter, they started to put some good defensive possessions together. You would think tonight they would come out a little quicker on the defensive end, and with the addition of Klay. The crowd's going to be louder. I think the Warriors get it done tonight. I think they even this series.
Interesting. So we're about 20 seconds from getting you on out to the pregame there. All the folks out there will be getting you warmed up. And tip-off tonight at 6 o'clock. Game 4 NBA Finals. Dubs looking to pull this thing.
Warriors 118, Raptors 104. You heard it here first.
I'm going to say the Warriors win it, but it's going to be a little closer than
that.
So, all right. Thanks for being here. We're going to get you out to the game right now. See you tonight.
Enjoy.
Emotions run higher.